time that we have back-to-back, incredibly competitive matches if this one does go the distance, because for some reason whenever we do this broadcast there's one game that goes like quadruple OT and then the other one's basically 13-0. So we'll see if we've hit the nail on the head 2 games in a row or not. And oh my goodness, Agent Select, we speak of what's been drafted. This is ridiculous. I know certain people that I could show this comp to and they would probably lose a few years on their lifespan, Cairo.
Yeah. Well, considering that, I mean, the double duelist, the Rays and the Neon, I mean,
it's
Neon
amazing.
Yeah, it's fantastic. I think the biggest part about this, I guess you've got to remember, this is high school esports, and a lot of it is comfortability. But the Viper pick is one that I have not seen for a while on a set, Hazza.
No, I haven't. I mean, it would usually be double controller. You put the screen wall on your defensive half across arch, short, and A main is usually a good way of doing it. I know there was this guy that had so many one-way lineups with the Poison Cloud way back, but yeah, there's a reason why I'm saying there was this one guy, because he's literally the only person that did it, right? But on the attacking half, yeah, we'll have to see if Carmel Catholic are going to lean into that, read into that or not, and whether these executes are going to be extremely telegraphed or whether it's just going to be the fastest hit that you've ever seen. The wall goes up just before the spawn barrier drops, and suddenly the next thing you know, you've got a double blast pack and a high gear flying towards you. So we'll have to see.
I mean, I guess the other side, we're focused on one side of the comp, but the other side, I mean, is probably one of the most meta comps that we've ever had in High School Esports League history.
Is it the most what we've ever had in high school esports history?
What me and you have, it's the most meta comp, agent composition.
This is the most meta agent comp.
The defensive comp, yeah.
The defensive comp is close, right? It's close.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like,
even then, you could probably, fade Sova, swap that over, and Brim Omen. There's a conversation to be had. But either way, we're close enough. We're close enough, right? And already, Exotic Pop-Tart looks to make something happen with the most exotic of comps that we've seen so far. Delta trades it out 1-for-1, and there are battles taking place all across the field right now. SO Esports have decent control here, actually. I am slightly worried for J Hyper, just stuck in logs right now with the spike, though.
Oh, that's the worrying sign, unfortunately, though. We are going to see a little trade come through. The Brim, low on HP, waiting for the support of the Jet, but Delta's not peeking out. It's going to be a very passive setup, but it's more the fact that the spike is going down. Oh, okay. Already we're going to see the KO come straight on towards site. And where's the Sage looking? Nowhere near where they should have been, and Delta will close it out.
Yeah, it's a difficult situation. I think the Viper there actually wanted to get the spike planted deep out in the doorway just in front of Boathouse so that there was a view towards the spike for Llama Void to try and approach, but it didn't work out for them. Actually, as well, we see the pick on towards Ace Kazero on the Killjoy be really important because it actually alleviates all of the pressure that was confining J Hyper in towards logs. Knowing that lane was completely clear or void of utility, they made that quick dash to go ahead and get it planted. But yeah, Krishan quick on the retake, not being cut from position, and Carmel Catholic have their lead.
Okay, wall going to be set down in a really nice position here. I think this is probably the best wall you could probably get, especially when you look towards that post plan. But in terms of the, well, I guess the mid round that was going on here, we are going to see, oh god, what's happening? Exotic Pop-Tart just trying to use a fast lead, unfortunately misses out and hides one of the players in towards the corner. Foxtrot tries to bust out with a Spectre. I believe that was a force, and well, it's going to be forcibly removed.
That it will be. And now looking at the weapons, yeah, I mean, there's still a way back to buy something in here, but And you're going to be up against the full set of Spectres, but even then, these are the weapons that you will be carrying for the next 2 rounds if success can be bound upon them. So I'm not sure I fully agree with the decision here from SO Esports to go for Force after Force, but this is High School Esports League. These guys are the players, I'm just a caster, what do I know? We'll have to see how that works out for them. And look at this really cheeky toxic screen we've seen on A, actually, to perhaps get a quick plant in towards the corner.
It could be really awkward, depending on the Prowler though catches it out, and Zio just catching the players out on towards the flank. Now it looks as if the Neon tries to react up, and look at this. Attacker side, barrier up. I was about to say, denies the kill from getting in, and denies Carmel Catholic of potentially more frags, an advantage perhaps.
Yeah, you got the wall up for a safer rotation, I guess. It's one way of holding the flank with a Sentinel when you don't have your standard picks in terms of flank watch. But Christian will just post up underneath this, right? Like, you know, I don't know, what do you call it, like a fox? You know how foxes like to dig a hole underneath a wall just so they can get in and out of the fence and, you know, be where they're not supposed to? That was what the positioning looked like, but every single part of that analogy goes out of the window because Carmel Catholic just take out the remaining players. SO Esports try and put themselves forward, but nothing can be done. And these weapons are just being kept on into every single one from here on out. Delta does have an operator now brought up by Zio, their teammate, but yeah, the weaponry is good for them, and they can just keep on pressing this advantage, and hopefully sooner rather than later that they'll have an advantage on the half. You know, they're only 3 away from having the base of 6.
That's the big thing, because we were talking, oh no, unfortunately a Horde getting big pings there. We were talking, Hazza, about the fact that a second is very even. We've seen very one-sided havens though as well.
Yeah, and this is the thing. SO Esports, I don't think, are probably being as explosive as their comp would require to find that kind of success. And you can already see in mid, pushed up close, Christian takes the kill, used the 0 point almost immediately on the round, and then cleared out the entirety of tiles and joined up with his teammate in mid. Now looking to find another kill, and we'll get it. Foxtrot is taken down. And just like that, it's, you know, kill after kill here for Carmel Catholic.
I think the biggest thing as well is that isn't the fact that it's impressive or anything like that, not that it's any disrespect, but it's just 1 versus 1s being gifted all over the map and a lack of map control by SO Esports.
Yeah, so Esports need to be playing the number advantage and working through those util combos as well. I think even between the two duelists here, and because this isn't something we've seen too often, it gives me the opportunity to theory craft. You've got those relay bolts which you could send out from the Neon to stun a player and then immediately fire a set of paint shells off the back of it and probably, you know, use it to fairly decent effect if you knew where someone was playing on the A site, for example, towards, you know, dice or generator perhaps. But yeah, just lacking that dynamic play about their game right now and just feeding into these 1v1s, like we said, and they are losing every single one of them.
I think the big thing that I was talking about today with Echo Kaza was something like the Neon and the Euro can somewhat be used as pseudo initiators, and right now, I mean, we're not even seeing that.
No, we aren't, unfortunately. SO Esports need to pick up the pace, and I say that in more ways than one because I do think that this comp can genuinely have some merit to it if they just increase the tempo by a tiny little bit, right? You have 2 agents which can cover so much ground so quickly in comparison to the Rainers that we saw on both teams in the previous game, so you know, just go send it in. The only problem is, in all of this time it's taken for such an idea to mount as we finally see them group up outside of B, Carmel Catholic have built into that null command and could very quickly shut the entire thing down.
I think as well, Hazza, when we look towards this comp, I think it has got a very tricky high ceiling, at least bubble though. Has got one back. Oh, popped up. Unfortunately, decides to go for the relay bolt at the wrong time. Seeker's going in towards the site, and while the players are out on main, they might get cut down, and they do.
It now makes you wonder, is this just going to be a flash in the pan in terms of form, or is Carmel Catholic the real deal? Are they the real McCoy? Because sometimes, you know, you can build up a serious lead, but then things become a little more fragile when you swap over sides. I don't know. I'm starting to lean more in towards the idea that they are looking to just genuinely be that better team, and I think that also speaks to how they've been, you know, doubling up, playing off of one another to take these kills rather than just the isolated engagements, or even when they do, it's that confidence, isn't it? Right? It's a snowball of different factors. Yeah. But yeah, it's games like these that are probably the hardest to try and pick apart from a caster or analyst perspective, because not only is it incredibly off-piste what's being demonstrated, the game plan, I wouldn't say is concrete enough to sort of warrant that.
I think that is the toughest aspect. Showstopper completely sent out in towards Shorten. I mean, look at this, the null command sent in response of that. Oh god, Neon ultimate, but there's nothing there to be found, only G Hyper and Redeem getting found themselves. There's no more smokes for the rest of this round.
Yeah, solo smokes on Viper is never really something that you want to play into unless you're on Icebox, for example. But even then, the amount of tight angles that there are and sort of lack of distance that needs to be covered, or sorry, the amount of distance that you can cover without your opponent actually having any idea you're there, is what makes it that much stronger. It's that element of surprise, or at least leaning into some kind of fake. And even while we see that fake potential here with the toxic screen going up on B and the real hit containing the spike coming out on A, they don't sell too much in the process, because this is just rinse and repeat for Carmel Catholic.
Yeah.
They have these positions all across the map, so they can just post up, take the 1v1s and win out regardless of, you know, where the objective is end up supposed to be getting placed, because we haven't seen a plant since the pistol round.
Realistically, looking at this is also what is being challenged from the Carmel Catholic setup. Not a lot. I mean, anything that does come through in terms of testing has been completely batted back the other way.
We do have the Viper's Pit online now, though, so I am curious to see if there's any way that Tangent can get isolated in a 2 versus 1 here with the players that sort of are in position, and then perhaps the spacing necessary to take it. But no, they're getting cleared out on every single front, and Delta, investing the Blade Storm, will be happy to just send it straight into the heart of their opponent. As just a sort of a cheeky one, because it doesn't really matter. Everything right now completely superfluous to the direction of this game, because it is quite simply just being won out in every single department, whether that's ultimates, positioning, gunfight, team play. Carmel Catholic are ticking every single box on the sheet.
They are, and I mean, right now, again, an 8-0 half. I mean, usually on other maps, we tend to look at 10, etc., to be the minimum that you need to almost guarantee yourself a win. I mean, when you look towards this on Ascent, I mean, Christian just completely coming through. I mean, you'd almost say 9-3 half might just be enough, but this is a retort from Pop Tart.
Yeah, we're seeing the Ares get some decent usage here from SO. It's that mid-range economy weapon coming in at 1600 credits, same as a Spectre, but doing more damage at range. I mean, the wind-up can make it a little more difficult, and right now, Christian is winding up from distance, closing in on his target to take an ace. Absolutely huge work from the KO player in every single round so far, and now delivering us 5, an ace on that one as we come into round number 10.
A big round here for the side of SO. I guess the loss advantage, the loss bonus here is very much at full quality, so they will be able to continuously have half buys and full buys, etc. But as for this full buy, if you want to call it that, it is very, very low.
Yeah. New Fnatic strat, does he know? Buy no shields instead of light shields because it's cheaper? Maybe. Just maybe SO Esports are onto something, but I'll believe it when I see it. Exotic Pop-Tart able to find the first kill, which will be important. Delta up in mid very confidently off the back of their teammate Sky Smoke. Link completely covered, and they can just sit posted up in the corner, and it may even bring it up even further onto the Ghost, but it does not matter. The shots connect. Now trying to pluck off any more players that find themselves on the edge of this lockdown. There'll be at least one, and J Hypers does fall.
One enemy remaining.
Oh no. Delta's just going crazy. It's like Delta Airlines here as they look to take off. This jet flying high has and Carmel Catholic cruising to victory.
Yeah, it's definitely business class right now for them. First class, I should say, performance-wise. Okay, maybe business class. They're second class right now because you still have the KO player at the top of the scoreboard. But yeah, this is another very nice piece, and we're just seeing these players trade multi-kill for multi-kill. Even with the credit enough to be investing in Odin for the late round after taking this initial peek on the judge, and Exotic Pop-Tart strafing back and forth is ill-prepared as that is yet another kill.
Okay, we're getting a little bit of, I was about to say race takers, but it's quickly gone. It's turning into a death match ever so slightly as the assault begins, but they can't even get one. That's unfortunate. A flawless round for HSEL Esports, and it has these extremities that they are not able to control, and it's so unfortunate.
Yeah, you get to a point like this in the game where there are two players still on 0 kills, and Carmel Catholic are just going to be so happy to hold the W key on every single round. They have so many credits to work with. We've even seen Llama Void actually drop out of the server there momentarily, and I'm hoping that this isn't out of pure frustration and they will be returning. The game doesn't end in such a fashion. As I believe I may or may not have said on the desk before this one started, Cairo, about how whenever we have a really strong overtime game, the next one is somewhere close to 13-0. With that being said, we are actually yet to have seen a 13-0 so far in HSEL, so this would be it.
Oh, please, man. Let's not. I really hope not. Because
I think it's actually me. I'm the problem.
Yeah, you know something? You completely jinxed it.
Yeah, I said that I would... okay, I'll give you the question first, Cairo. If you were to have a famous actor play you in a movie, who would it be?
A famous actor to play me?
Yeah, in a movie. If there was a movie written about you, which actor would you have portray you?
Oh God, I mean, it would have to be someone like really Scottish. I don't feel like Ewan McGregor or what's his name, McAvoy.
Yeah.
Would
just do the Kentucky cast and get him, you know, a bit more on his face and whatnot. You know, dye the beard.
a bit more American.
Yeah. But looping back to what I was going to say was my answer to that was Taylor Swift. So as I can say, yes, I am the problem. The problem is me. To quote one of her songs, I don't know. I feel like Taylor Swift would do a good job, but yeah. Looking like 13-0, Cairo. And look, I will happily take that one upon myself here. Don't really favour SO Esports to be winning this retake in what was a 3 versus 5, but now it's a flawless finish. 13-0 it finishes up, and we'll be getting an early night after all.